We're going to talk about 20 signs your wife is emotionally unavailable. This list started out as 10 and it turned into 20. And I think we could have even stretched it to 30, 40, 50, maybe even 100. Because there are so many signs in a marriage of ourselves as women being emotionally unavailable. So the definition of what it means to be emotionally unavailable is when a person lives in a universe of one, doesn't allow people into their emotional self, and they push love away. This is what we project onto our husbands, that everything we think they're doing to be disconnected and not present in the relationship is actually who we are being as women in the relationship. So this list is a red pill moment for women who are living in the story that it's your husband who is emotionally unavailable. And it's a red pill moment for good men to know it's not you. You're not the one who's emotionally disengaged and emotionally unavailable. It's your wife. And good men need to know, if you listen to some of this list and you think, well, that's me, or you think I am distant and withdrawn, it's because the emasculation from your wife has worn you down and pushed you away. And these are the strategies. This list of 20 are the strategies that your wife uses to stay disconnected from herself, to stay disconnected in the marriage, and then projects her own behaviors onto you. Or with these strategies, being disconnected from herself, this is how she lives behind her walls and pushes you away, that you might react in a way of becoming distant and disconnected in the relationship. But you have to know the truth of what's happening. And this list should make it very obvious that as women, we are the ones who are emotionally unavailable. The key thing I want you to listen for is that in each of these, this is a way to stay emotionally disconnected. So that's why these are the 20 signs your wife is emotionally unavailable, is remembering that the essence of being emotionally unavailable is a disconnection from ourselves. So these behaviors and experiences that we bring into a marriage as a woman are showing us how we are emotionally disconnected from ourselves. So number one, to know your wife is emotionally unavailable. Number one, she is not open to your thoughtful, kind words toward her. You praise her. You give her a compliment. You tell her how much you love her and how special she is to you. And it falls on deaf ears. She goes cold. She gets annoyed. And she brushes you off. Number two, she pushes you away when you show her physical affection. So you come up to give her a hug or give her a kiss or just touch her on her arm, and she jerks and recoils or pushes your hand off of her. That is a way to know she is emotionally unavailable, meaning emotionally disconnected from herself and having walls to push you away. Number three, she's a fun vacuum. She sees any fun happening and she turns that vacuum on and sucks it all out of the room. Or you go to do something that's supposed to be fun and she's like, and you can tell she's faking it and not letting herself have fun, because if we let ourselves have fun, we would actually have to feel in good feelings. But with our walls and being emotionally disconnected, we can't feel anything or any feeling we are afraid of. Number four, to know your wife is emotionally unavailable, she is shut down to sex. If your wife is shut down to sex, that is your clue that she is emotionally unavailable. Because again, if we allowed ourselves to be open to the experience of sex, it's an emotional experience. It's an emotional experience and connection with our husbands. So we're either the starfish and just like, yeah, let's get it over with. Or we push it out completely, or our husbands can feel we're just checking the box. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, we did it. I did it. I had sex with you. What are you complaining about? But it's still unsatisfying because there's no emotional connection, because we're emotionally unavailable, because we don't want to feel. Number 5, she has no empathy when you are struggling or having a hard time. So say you're having struggles at work. Say you got let go. Say you're having challenges with your family, or a parent gets sick or is going through something tough. She is put out and wants you to just get over it. You can feel the impatience in her of like, why are you having such a hard time with this? She has no ability to have empathy, because in order to have empathy, you have to actually connect and feel inside of you what the other person is experiencing. And because we have emotionally disconnected from ourselves, we don't want to feel anything, then we can't have empathy for our husbands and what they're feeling or what they're going through. Number 6, you are the last on her list of priorities, and she has no genuine interest in you and what you have going on or what you would like to do. She can't let you in because then she'd have to feel. So that's why you're on the bottom of her priority list. And she doesn't take interest in you because she'd have to be emotionally connected and available. And she's not. Number 7, she is selfish, self-centered, and lives in a universe of one. She only thinks of herself. She cannot consider you and what's important to you or be thoughtful of you, because then she'd have to let herself feel. So she stays in her universe of one, disconnected and emotionally unavailable. Number 8, she is emotionally dysregulated. You never know what mood she will be in. She's highly sensitive and up and down in her mood. Number 9, she is caught up in other people's drama and in the lives of others. So she's always talking about what so-and-so has going on and the drama in their life or the problems that her family is having. And she stays wrapped into the drama of other people. Again, so she doesn't have to be engaged with herself and have to be connected and feel her own life and her own priorities. Number 10, to know your wife is emotionally unavailable, you constantly walk on eggshells. You're constantly walk on eggshells. You're afraid to walk in the door. What are you coming home to? You're afraid to question anything or bring up issues because you will poke the bear and she will turn into a rage. Number 11, she is really busy and constantly in a go, go, go mode. She has a full calendar always. She never has time for anything or you because she is so busy. That's a way for us to escape our lives and disconnect. That's why we're so busy. It's why we're so sped up and on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing always. She can't sit down. She can't relax. She can't sit and watch a movie with you. There's always something she's got to be doing. Number 12, to know your wife is emotionally unavailable. She is always on her phone, scrolling, and checked out on social media. Number 13, she has a lot of friends. She has a lot of friends. So as we get older as women, the purpose of having a lot of friends and a lot of people we got to keep up with is, again, to disconnect from our own lives, disconnect from ourselves, and have a distraction. Number 14, she is controlling and rigid and has to have things done her way, because if it's done any other way and she's not in control, then she would feel how out of control she feels and what's going on internally. So we are controlling to have a sense of control and to not have anything anything disrupt our lives. So we don't have to feel. We want our lives to look like this, just a straight line, no disruption, because if there's a disruption, we would have to feel. Number 15, she's emotional and cries easily. So in being emotional, it's a way to disconnect from what she's feeling. And it's a way to manipulate our husbands to get them to back off, or to create our story of how sensitive we are and why we need more from them to feel loved. That's never enough. And we stay emotional to not have to be connected. So I know that can be confusing, but being emotional is a sign of being emotionally unavailable. Number 16, she's very skinny and preoccupied with her looks. So she's on the high maintenance side of her looks, and she might be a health nut and overly involved with healthy eating, exercising, or doing things like a lot of yoga. And she's obsessed with how she looks and obsessed with being skinny. Number 17, on the flip side of that, she's put on weight and does not take care of her looks. So she was fit when you got married, and then she stopped caring for her body and her health and put on weight as a way to have walls and to push you away and to not have to feel. And that she might also wear sweats or unattractive clothing and not get ready for the day. Number 18, to know your wife is emotionally unavailable. She has what I call a happy pill. That in spite of what she's feeling or the challenges in life, she presents herself to the outside world as outgoing, positive, sweet, and just a wonderful person. And everyone thinks she is just the greatest thing. And it's actually a sign of being emotionally disconnected that she has to present this facade. And then you know her as either someone totally different in the relationship. The facade comes down and it's like, everyone thinks she's so wonderful. They're going to think I'm crazy if I said I was having these experiences of her being cold or distant or treating me poorly, because she's created that happy pill facade. She might still have that happy pill facade in the relationship. And what that can look like is she cheerleads you through problems and puts a positive spin on anything you are struggling with, and dismisses your feelings and challenges. We'll tell you, well, look at it this way. Well, maybe, if you just saw it through this lens, then you could see why it's a good thing that this happened and you won't feel this way. So she never wants you to feel anything negative or challenging, and wants you to just snap out of it, slap a smile on your face, and keep moving forward. That's because she doesn't want to have to feel and be emotionally connected. Number 19, she can't be wrong. She always has to be right. If we're wrong, then we have to feel the vulnerability of being wrong, which just means incorrect. So we always have to be right. And number 20, she is disconnected from her role as a mother. So she doesn't show basic love and connection. She's always stressed out. She's running around yelling. She doesn't have compassion when the kids are going through a tough time or going through the things we go through as kids. And she is disconnected from her role as a mother. That can also look like always being on her phone. She takes the kids to the park or goes somewhere and she just sits there on her phone. Another sign of her being emotionally unavailable. And those are the 20 signs that your wife is emotionally unavailable, so that you can know it's not you, it's her. And she's just brainwashed you to believe it's you because you're a man and society reinforces it, that you're the one who is emotionally unavailable.